Princesses. Thank you so much for joining me here today at the Temple of Venus, where I hope to teach you and I hope we explore what it is to be a goddess on earth. Something that I definitely wanted to talk about recently is the importance of selfishness. I think that selfishness is one of those words. Forgive me, I am reading some notes. I think that selfishness is one of those words that we are told that we shouldn't like, or that we shouldn't encourage people, because people think it's either like entitled, or people think it's mean, or whatever negative attributes they want to give to selfishness. But I want to tell you that that is not the selfishness I'm talking about. I want to say that to be selfish is for you to explore your true self and allow yourself whatever you want, regardless of what anybody says. You can do whatever you want. I want to talk about a quiet version of selfishness, the kind that doesn't need to announce itself or need validation, the kind that looks like you're staying to yourself. A lot of women nowadays are tired, but not necessarily in like this dramatic way where we're all tired, but also a little bit of like burnout from like all the pressures of society. It's a tiredness that comes from being reachable all the time, always emotionally open, always adjusting. You're available before you even realize that you're available, or people automatically assume that you're available, and your energy goes everywhere except back to you. And that's where our conversation should really start. So selfishness, the way that I'm talking about it, it's about taking from other people, not letting other people take from you and you abandoning yourself. We do not want you to abandon yourself. Sometimes it's simple as not answering your phone. You don't have to answer, explain yourself to anybody. And I think that you should explore what selfishness actually means and see whether or not you are a selfish person naturally. So that means that you don't let people like schedule you for things that you don't want to go to. You check in with yourself and your body first before you commit to anything. But also understand that like in being selfish, which there's nothing wrong with that, you also have the other side where you have people who are going to do the same thing to you. So you have to be fair in that regard. So there's nothing wrong with being like, I don't want to go to a friend's birthday party today. But think to yourself, would you expect people to go to your birthday party? That's the only like double-edged sword when it comes to being selfish. So a lot of us are praised for being easy, being flexible, being the ones that are understanding. And in our new divinity stage and our new divine feminine era, I don't want that to be your primary focus. I want you to remember that you are divine. And a lot of people struggle with the concept of being divine, and they feel like divinity is not reachable for them. But I want to remind you that you are divine. We are divine beings of this earth, and it even says so in the Bible if you need that reference. And we have the right to manifest all the great things that are on earth. So you have the right to anything that you want on earth, so long as it's within your appropriate grasp, so long as it's within your own appropriate alignment. Why can't you manifest it? If it exists, why can't it be yours? And so I want you to become selfish in the way that you put yourself first. You are your primary focus. What do you want? Because believe it or not, you being selfish raises the bar for everyone else. We will respect ourselves more. We will have more and better love interests because you have a higher bar and because you were a little bit more selfish. And now that you are this new Venetian, you are a goddess in this Temple of Venus era, I want you to remember that nobody should push you around. You don't have to overexert yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody, because you exist as a God just because you exist as a God on this earth. That's it. You were given life, and a part of that life is because you yourself are a deity. And I know that that's an uncomfortable thing for people to hear, that they are deities, but you are. And if you operate from a space where you look at yourself and you say, you know what, I am a deity. I can create. I can do all those things that I want to do. But I want to ask you, what does your deity do every morning? How does your godlike self show up in the morning? Like, for me, it's getting dressed. It's making sure I do my makeup, my hair. I'm not a huge person to do my nails, even though I love to do my nails. I love to have like press on nails, so I take them off pretty frequently because I just don't like the feeling of them on. But I do have a lot of press on nails. I want to be able to like align with my own energy. So it's really important that like I take good care of myself. And I love the fact that I can do that. You get to show up in small amounts. You get to leave the party early if you want to. Let messages go to voicemail. A lot of women worry about how they'll be perceived, or if you're going to be perceived as difficult or distant. And I'll tell you right now that like that might be to your better for you. You know, I don't know if you've ever read the 48 Laws of Power, but if you haven't, definitely look at that book, because you don't want everybody to have access to you all the time, because then they'll be able to read you. And if somebody can read you, there's no mystery to who you are. And so just giving a little bit of mystery is also important in your growth and in your Venetian journey as you become your Venus-like self. I know that today it might feel uncomfortable to be this strong deity self, but I want you to know that it's not performative, it's grounded, you're not going to be reactive, and you deserve to have all the good things in this world. I'm going to cut this video short because there's another video that I want to make, but right now I hope that this message resonates with you, and I hope you feel like you are allowed to be whatever you want. Remember, you have permission to do whatever you want, and you're allowed to be selfish. And I hope that your selfishness leads to the best version of yourself, because when you give the best version of yourself, you actually make the world a better place. So be selfish to make the world a better place. Okay, thank you so much, my goddesses, and I will see you on the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.